Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make an ice-dyed shirt using the color Nova, which is one of the newer Dalula Company colors. I'm going to do this one in an incline twist, but I'm going to change it up just a little bit and try something different. I am going to begin by centering the shirt, and this process is going to go pretty fast, but I have a link down below this video in the description which shows how to center a shirt. Essentially what I'm doing is if you look at the front of a shirt, you have two halves to the front of your shirt, the right and the left half. I'm going to get both of those halves of the fabric right up next to each other. I'm going to do the same thing with the back of the shirt as well. That way when I apply the dye or I do any kind of process to the shirt, when the shirt's completed and you look at the shirt laying flat, both halves of the front of the shirt, the right and the left half, are going to look pretty much the same. One half is hopefully not going to be a lot lighter than the other half or very different than the other half. They're going to look just pretty much the same. The same thing for the back of the shirt. Now that the shirt is centered, I'm going to find a place where I'd like to start my twist. For this shirt, I'm going to start the twist in the outside corner. So I'm going to start the twist on the bottom corner where you see the sleeves. I'm going to grab all the layers of fabric and just begin to twist the shirt. And as I do that, I'm going to try to twist it fairly tight, but I still want the shirt to be flat. And what I mean by that is there is a design that I do where I actually just keep twisting a shirt until it twists in on itself. I don't want to do that, because I'm going to place this shirt down inside of a piece of vinyl guttering. So I want it to lay flat. This shirt stretches just about the entire length of this piece of vinyl guttering. But I'm still going to go ahead and tie a small piece of kite string around the end and clip it to the end of the piece of vinyl guttering, just so that the shirt doesn't slide out of the guttering when I incline it. If you're wondering, I buy these 10-foot sections of vinyl guttering at Lowe's, and then I've cut several of them down. This piece is about 2.5 feet long. I have some longer ones that are about 5 feet long that I use for really long folds that I can't fit inside these shorter pieces of guttering. Before I begin applying the ice, I'm going to go ahead and straighten the shirt inside the guttering a little bit, give it a few more twists, and see if I can tighten it up just a little bit. Then I'm going to add a pretty good layer of ice on the shirt. I'm going to use bagged ice, and as I place it on top of the shirt, I'm going to press down into the fabric so that I can get a thicker layer of ice on top of the shirt. I think it's easier to add the ice with the guttering laying flat on my table rather than incline it and try to add the ice then. I am going to leave my ice out though, because once I incline the shirt, I'm going to have to touch up my ice just a little bit before I apply the dye. To incline the shirt, I'm going to use a plastic tote, and I'm going to place one end of the vinyl guttering down inside of this tote and leave the other end hanging off the edge. That's going to place the shirt in an incline. If you like a more extreme incline, you can use a tote with taller sides. The only color that I'm going to apply over the ice is Nova from Dalula Company. And I'm going to put a fairly decent amount of the dye over the top of the ice. There's kind of a fine line in there. If you add too much dye over the top of the ice, you don't get quite as many color splits because it kind of just blends together a lot. But if you don't add enough, then you don't get good color saturation. So you'll just kind of get the feel of it as you do a couple of them. Now I'm going to add a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top of the dye, and I actually noticed I had a few areas that didn't have a lot of dye, so I came back and added just a little bit to those areas. Then to make sure any of this melting ice didn't get onto my table, I placed a small wash bin underneath the end that's hanging over the edge of the tote. Then I placed the shirt aside and I allowed the ice to melt. As you can see, as the ice is melting, my runoff or my muck is turning green and the shirt is kind of orange. So I'm very intrigued. I have no idea what this color is going to look like going in. I placed my color swatch in this video, but I was making the color swatch at the same time I was making the shirt. I actually think it's fun to go in with no expectations and have no clue what a color is going to look like. So I truly did that with this one. When the ice melted on the shirt, I noticed that I had a couple of darker areas, and so I took my soda ash solution that I have inside of a spray bottle and sprayed those areas until they lightened up a little bit. Sometimes that's where a larger piece of dye goes and it dissolves. If you leave those areas alone, they're going to be darker spots on your shirt. If you can catch them rather quickly after the ice melts and spray them with some soda ash solution, it will lighten that area. It still may be a darker spot, but it's not going to be near as noticeable as if you just leave it alone and allow the shirt to process. So after I sprayed those areas with soda ash solution, I went ahead and left the shirt for about 48 hours before I rinsed it. Okay, so to rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. I went ahead and took the piece of kite string off of the end of the shirt and let the shirt go ahead and untwist. After rinsing in cold for a while, I warmed the water up to hot and I continued rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Instead of rinsing for a long time, I went ahead and ran some really hot water in my utility sink, added some Blue Dawn dish soap to the water, placed the shirt inside, and allowed it to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I placed the shirt inside of my washing machine and I washed it using a hot water cycle with a little bit of Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. Okay, so the shirt's been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's check out this color. Okay, so what do you guys think? Because I think this one is really cool. I really love this color. I mean, it's got various shades of orange, kind of yellow colors, blue, kind of on a turquoise color family. It's just really cool. And it's very vibrant. So as far as the design that I did, I think that one turned out really cool too. If you'll remember, I centered the shirt and then I started twisting at that outside corner. So you see the design start at the corner and kind of flow in toward the middle of the shirt. And with that flow in toward the middle of the shirt, it kind of looks like just some form of a mirrored shirt. You know, where you have a mirrored image on the other side, because that's pretty much what I have. And I think it looks really cool. I like that flow. It's just something a little bit different. It kind of forms a different design, but I still do get the great color splits because the dye is flowing the full length of the fabric. So even though I have the mirrored design, I also have the cool color splits from just a regular incline twist. You know, whenever I do a regular incline twist, like on this shirt, I just would have grabbed the corner and began to twist the shirt. So I would have had that flow going from one corner to the opposite shoulder of the shirt, which looks really cool. But I think this one looks really cool too, where I end up with a mirrored image because I've centered the shirt. And if you remember when I was talking about how when you center a shirt, both halves of the front of the shirt are going to look pretty much the same, and the same thing with the back. And that's what I have. I don't have one side of the shirt looking more intense and vibrant and the other side really light. So it worked out really well. If you also remember, I sprayed some soda ash solution on some of the darker spots of dye that I had on the shirt once the ice melted. And I do still have some darker areas on the shirt. One of them is right in the middle on the front and kind of over close to one of the armpits of the shirt. I also have a couple small areas down toward the hem of the shirt or the bottom part of the shirt. They are still a little bit darker, but they're not overwhelming. So they don't, in my opinion, affect the design where you immediately look at the shirt and you're drawn to those really dark areas. So keep that in mind if you're doing any kind of a design. It doesn't have to be an incline twist. If you're doing an ice dyed design and the ice melts and you seem to have like a larger blob of color on the shirt, sometimes the dye doesn't really even dissolve in those areas. If you'll take your soda ash solution, place it inside of a spray bottle and kind of spray those areas a little bit, you can even go back in and add some ice to further help dissolve that little chunk of ice. If you catch it soon enough before it really heavily bonds with the fabric, it will lighten those areas and you won't end up with quite as many of those like blobs of dye on your shirt. It just happens. Sometimes you can't avoid it because some dyes just don't dissolve quite as well as other ones do. So overall, I absolutely love this color. I think it's very vibrant. I love the color splits, the color combination. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And by the way, if you haven't ever heard of Dalula Company, it is a small business. It's owned by Amanda, and she's located out in California. She mixes all of her own dyes. She formulates these colors. And so whenever you order a color from Amanda, it can sometimes take a couple of weeks before she is able to ship it because she hand mixes all her dyes by herself. But I personally think it's worth the wait. She packs her stuff really well, puts it all in containers. She doesn't ship in any kind of plastic baggies. She places them in jars and then tapes the tops of the jars. So they come shipped really well. And I just absolutely love the colors. They're all made specifically for ice dyeing. That's the reason why you only see an ice dyed swatch from me. I haven't ever mixed any of these colors to use as liquids. I mean, you could because they're just fiber reactive dyes, but they're made specifically for the color splits and they're really cool colors. Okay, so let me know what you think about this color down below, please. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.